So the first topic I'm going to talk about, which is a sad one, is that James Earl Jones has passed away, and it sucks to hear this. He's done some roles that I love, and I haven't seen too many of his movies. I will admit that. I would love to someday just check out some of his filmography because he's done obviously a lot of movies, and it sucks to hear this because he was such a beloved actor. He's played so many characters that I love. I mean, the three characters I think of when I think of James Earl Jones is his role as Mufasa, doing the voice of Mufasa in the Lion King animated movie. One of my favorite animated movies might be my favorite animated movie of all time. But he gave such a great performance in that movie. Like when his character dies in that movie, you feel it because of his performance. And then also he was in one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies, Coming to America, as Eddie Murphy's character's father, where he played the king. And he was great in that movie. He gave a very commanding, strong performance in that movie, where you really bought that. Oh yeah, this guy is the king. So he was great in that movie too. He was also, and this is what everybody's gonna remember him for, I think personally, is that he was the voice of Darth Vader. I mean, the most iconic Star Wars villain of the whole entire Star Wars franchise. One of the most iconic villains in history, and definitely one of my favorite villains of all time when it comes to the voice of all design. I mean, when he did the voice of Darth Vader, you loved that character. He gave a performance where you felt scared of his character. He was such his voice just made Darth Vader such a great villain with how much he was able to put into that character with his voice. So my definitely sympathies go out to his friends, family members, and let me know in the comment section. What are your favorite movies of him when it comes to his filmography that you love the most? Like when you think of him, what are the movies that you really hold close and you remember that you love him the most in? The next topic I want to talk about is Dennis Dennis I'm forgetting the last name of the director. I'm probably gonna pronounce it wrong. So just the director of the Dune movies said that they started the script for Dune 3. I'm really excited for Dune 3. I love the first two Dune movies. I thought Dune 2 was one of those sequels that was even better than the first one. And I'm really excited to see how this ends this trilogy because I love those first two movies. I love the world and characters, and the way the second movie ends, I'm like, oh man, if he makes this if he makes this a really good to great movie like the first two, then this will end up being one of my favorite trilogies in all time. And it's just exciting to hear that they've started work on the script for this movie. Like I cannot wait for Dune Part 3, which I believe the book they're gonna be adapting is called Dune Messiah. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about that. When it comes to that's the third book, because I haven't read any of the Dune books, so but it's just great to hear they started the script for Dune 3. The next topic is this is another Dune topic about Dune 3 is that the director revealed that this will be the last Dune film for him when it comes to him directing. And I totally get that. Directing 3 movies and a franchise, that's a long time to spend on a franchise. And I think it's good because sometimes I think directors, when they spend too long on a franchise, they get burned out and you can tell the quality starts to dip. There's a couple of examples I can think of where I was like, yeah, this director didn't need to stay on this franchise any longer. And now it doesn't sound like he is saying this is the end of the franchise though. Like it sounds like this is the end of the story from when it comes to Timothy Chalamet's character, when it comes to the main character of those movies, the end of his story. But from what I heard, there's tons of Dune books, and he said there is stuff in Dune 3 that if somebody went to continue on, he would love to hear that. But it sounds like that he would love to see somebody continue on the Dune movies because there's so many books, and from what it sounds like, there's stuff in Dune 3 that there'll still be stuff in there that somebody can come aboard and continue the story in a new direction. And I think this is great to hear that that Denis Villeneuve, which I know I'm pronouncing his last name wrong, that this director is like saying that, hey, I'm out after 3 movies, But that doesn't mean it's the end of the franchise. And look, there's tons of Dune books from what I heard. So even if Denis Villeneuve doesn't like come back to direct any more Dune movies, with the fact with how much money the first two movies made, and if the third one makes a lot of money, I definitely see Warner Brothers they're gonna do more Dune movies. So, but I totally understand the fact that this director is saying that, hey, I'm gonna do three movies, tell my story, but I also like the fact that he says, I'll leave there'll be stuff in it that director can like continue on. He hopes the director comes in and continues the franchise. The next topic, and this is a big then, is that Spider-Man 4 has found its director, and it's found its director in the director who directed Shang Chi, which I think this is great news. I know originally he was supposed to direct Avengers King Dynasty before it was changed to Avengers Doomsday, and he's obviously not directing that movie anymore. But I think it's a great choice to direct Spider-Man 4 because of two movies for me, and that is Shang-Chi, which I loved. I loved Shang-Chi. I loved the characters. I loved the world in that movie. And I think to me, considering the multiverse saga has definitely been missed for hits, and the quality hasn't been as consistent, I do think Shang-Chi was one of the best things they did in the multiverse saga when it comes to this saga of the MCU movies. So I think he's just a great choice because of that one reason. And another reason would be that the movie he directed before Shang-Chi, Just Mercy, was starring Michael B. Jordan, Brie Larson, Jamie Foxx, which I highly recommend. Go check out Just Mercy. It's a great movie. But that also, to me, was a great movie he did that I feel like people don't talk about enough. Like, to me, go check out Just Mercy. I didn't check out any of his movies before that, but based on just those two movies, I'm gonna say, and like I said, he directed one of the best Marvel movies in my opinion with Shang-Chi. Like, I love that movie. So I think it's a great choice to direct Spider-Man 4. Like, obviously the director who directed the first three Tom Holland Spider-Man movies always said he wasn't gonna come back, and then I know he was really gonna do Fantastic Four reboot, and then that fell through, and he's doing that skeleton Star Wars Disney Plus show. But I think it's great to bring in a new voice because, to me, I think that director with Tom Holland Spider-Man movies did a great job. Like, I love those first three Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, and I thought that was a great trilogy when it comes to telling the story he wanted to tell, which was the high school years of Peter Parker. And it makes sense that since the high school years are done, you bring in a new director. And like I said, I think based on Shang-Chi and Just Mercy, those two movies, to me, he's a great choice to direct Spider-Man 4. Like, I'm definitely happy with his choice directing-wise for Spider-Man 4. Now, the next topic, this is the last one, and this is connected to the Spider-Man 4 announcement, is that the bad thing about this is that it sounds like Shang-Chi 2 has been put on the back burner, which sucks because, Shang-Chi 1 did good at the box office. Like, I think the budget was in the 200, like low 200 something area. Like, correct me if I'm wrong when it comes to the budget for this movie, but it made like over 400, but it got great reviews. And we haven't seen these characters in any of the movies lately. I do think you'll see them in Avengers movies, but it sucks that it sounds like we're probably going to have to wait longer for Shang-Chi 2. Because like I said, I love the first Shang-Chi movie. And I really want to see, because he was working on Shang-Chi from what it sounds like news-wise, that he was working on the movie. Like, they never announced Shang-Chi 2, but I know there was news going around. It sounds like he was working on the movie when it comes to ideas of what a sequel would be. And it sucks that it sounds like this. And like I said, Shang-Chi 2 was never announced. But I'm guessing with him doing Spider-Man 4, probably got to wait long for Shang-Chi 2, which sucks. Like I said, I love the first one. I really want to see more stories and a continuation of that movie. But, I am happy with him directing Spider-Man 4. It's just, there's also the negative side of probably got to wait a little bit longer for Shang-Chi 2. So that's all the movie topics today. Until next time, movie fans.